Good morning, I'm Barbara, and welcome to Barbara's Bulletin. The U.S. Supreme Court's recent ruling on Temporary Protected Status, or TPS, has sparked a heated debate about immigration policy. At the center of this controversy are over 350,000 Haitians and approximately 6,000 Syrians who have been living and working in the U.S. under TPS. Now let's take a closer look at what this means. For those affected, temporary protected status is meant to safeguard individuals fleeing countries that are failed states or have been devastated by natural disasters, ensuring they don't have to return to dangerous conditions. The Supreme Court's ruling has authorized the administration to end TPS for these groups, but some Republican lawmakers are speaking out against this decision. One such voice is Carlos Giménez, a congressman from Florida, who has called the potential deportation of Haitians under TPS a huge mistake. Giménez, whose family fled Cuba when he was 7, represents a part of Miami-Dade County with a significant Haitian population. He argues that Haiti is currently a failed state, overrun by violent gangs, making it neither safe nor humane to force these individuals back into those conditions. Giménez is not alone in his stance. Other Republicans, including Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and New York Congressman Mike Lawler, have also expressed opposition to ending TPS for Haitian migrants. They point out the significant contributions these individuals make to their communities, from working in manufacturing and healthcare to taking care of family members and starting businesses. It's essential to consider the human impact of such policy decisions. The stories of those who have built lives in the U.S. under TPS are a testament to the complexities of immigration issues. As we navigate this debate, it's crucial to approach it with empathy and understanding, recognizing the intricate web of factors at play. We'll be monitoring developments on this story closely and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the fate of hundreds of thousands of people hangs in the balance as policymakers weigh the future of temporary protected status. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into a developing story that's making waves globally. The UK Ministry of Defence has reported an incident in the Norwegian Sea where a Russian maritime patrol aircraft identified as a Bear F plane allegedly flew too close to the HMS Prince of Wales aircraft carrier and dropped sonobuoys, which are underwater monitoring devices used to detect submarines and other vessels. According to officials, the Russian plane's actions were deemed unsafe and unprofessional by the UK Ministry of Defence. The incident has raised concerns about Russia's military activities in the region and its potential impact on global security. The UK's Carrier Strike Group is currently deployed off Iceland under NATO command, with 10,500 British personnel on board. This incident comes on the heels of another significant development. The UK has imposed sanctions on 7 individuals and 2 research institutes linked to Russia's chemical weapons program. The sanctions target those believed to be involved in developing toxins used to poison Russian opposition activist Alexei Navalny. The British government has stated that Russia's repeated use of chemical weapons is a violation of international law and a threat to global security. It's essential to note that the Russian embassy in London has not responded to requests for comment on these developments. As the situation continues to unfold, we will provide updates and insights to help our listeners understand the complexities of this story. In the interests of fairness and balance, it's crucial to acknowledge that Russia has denied any involvement in the poisoning of Alexei Navalny and other incidents. However, the international community remains concerned about Russia's actions and their potential consequences for global stability. As we continue to monitor these developments, we will strive to provide accurate and unbiased information. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a closer look at a developing story in the Middle East. A recent article by Trita Parsi, executive vice president of the Quincy Institute for Responsible Statecraft, suggests that the region is on the cusp of a significant shift in its security landscape. With the collapse of the old order, leaders in the Middle East have an opportunity to build a more inclusive and stable security architecture. Parsi argues that the key to achieving this lies in addressing the two main sources of instability in the region: Iran's exclusion from regional security arrangements and Israel's continued occupation of Palestine. By pursuing a more ambitious vision that seeks to stabilize the Persian Gulf through Iran's inclusion and harnessing this shift to achieve Palestinian self-determination, the region can finally find a path towards lasting peace. The proposal put forward by Parsi involves a UN Security Council-endorsed process to develop a truly inclusive security architecture, inspired by models such as the Helsinki Process and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. This would be based on principles of collective security, non-interference in internal affairs, and equal security for all. A permanent formal organization would facilitate diplomacy and manage regional security with initial steps focusing on integrating more countries into existing economic and political arrangements. Israel's inclusion in this architecture would be conditional upon its full implementation of the International Court of Justice ruling to end the occupation of Palestine. In return, Israel would gain full integration into a regional security framework, offering a far more consequential outcome than the Abraham Accords ever promised. Iran has indicated it would accept Israel's inclusion if a Palestinian state were established. While this proposal presents a promising pathway forward, its success depends on the willingness of regional leaders to seize this moment and work towards a more stable and durable order. As the United States navigates its role in this process, it must balance its interests with the need to allow the region to take ownership of its security. Ultimately, the future of the Middle East hangs in the balance, and the choices made by its leaders will have far-reaching consequences. As we conclude today's Barbaras Bulletin, we encourage our listeners to stay informed and engaged on this critical issue. That's all for today's Barbaras Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.